All right, morning everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host Tone Vays, coming to you live before markets open this Tuesday, August 4th. I can't believe time is flying. I already ran out of days on the wall to my left, so now we're counting up on the wall to the right. Uh, Thank you so much for joining me. Today is actually really important. I looked at the charts this morning. I wanted to bring you guys this video earlier than I normally do. I really didn't like waking up to a price of Bitcoin in that $1,100 range. Sorry, $11,100 range. I really thought it would be a little bit higher right now to cut into that big drop that we had the other day. So this is not looking that good to me. So let's go ahead and look at the charts. But right before we do, I want to do a shout out to Satoshi Corner, who sent me this t-shirt and a hoodie and some socks. I think they're really cool. So these are the socks. It's just, the in Japanese and the date of the Genesis block. So shout out for that. So thanks for that. I got a mug as well. Really cool. I like it. I like the branding. So let's go to screen share. So might as well do a proper shout out to the website. Guys, if you want to support this free content, please check out the affiliate page. I have my own store as well. We haven't really been doing much with the store. But there are some things. So I've been meaning to get like a mug for the store when it loads. But here's the store. So go ahead and check out my store. But also, this is SatoshiCorner.com where I got this t-shirt. I actually purposely asked not to put the Bitcoin logo on it, not on this and not on the hoodie, because not having the Bitcoin logo on it makes it, a little more cryptic, where a real Bitcoiner would know what the hell what this is, and the average person wouldn't. And this also allows me to travel through airports without, flashing a giant Bitcoin logo, which is something I like to do. It'll be on the socks though. Like we left it on the socks, but yeah. So because of travels and because I don't have time to deal with security, I try not to flash too many Bitcoin logos during my travels. But yeah, so all the other stuff is, of course, here. Check it out. Thanks for the free gear. Appreciate it. Okay, now we get to the chart. And it's not concerning, but I'm not as bullish as I was yesterday. So I did a couple of videos yesterday. I did one on this channel. I did one in Russian with fork log, and not as bullish as I was. Oh, you can see the weekly candle turning red. And there it goes. We have just broken 11,100. Oh, wow. And we're breaking it down. See, this is why I wanted to bring you this video earlier. It wasn't early enough. When I woke up this morning, let me show you. Right. See, that's not good. When we were about yesterday, when I was doing this video, we were hovering around that 11.2 range on pace or for 11.4. So when we were sitting at 11.3, 11.4, I'm pretty bullish that we're going to cut into this drop. But this morning, waking up to us being under 11.2 is not good. And this is my light in the sand. This support line right here, this green dotted line, is the line in the sand. This was the line to go bullish off the pennant. And it kind of met its target, or at least came close, damn close to that target. But now I'm going to take this line because I don't want to keep cluttering. And this is basically the line of that support line, that trend support line. And I'm making this line red. Going below this line puts Bitcoin in a little bit of trouble. This line needs to hold. I know it's just a 4-hour line, and it's not that big a deal. But and this is a big but, if we close below this line, Bitcoin is in a little bit of trouble. And now it made a, this exponentially rising top. It dropped hard, made that secondary top. It's starting to look like, I don't want to say hyperwave, because hyperwave has to use weekly candles, and this is 4-hour candles. So we're not even in the same universe on hyperwave. But it's that classic bubble pattern where you don't know that it's a classic bubble pattern until it starts to break these lows. So you can assume all you want, but you're going to be wrong most of the time. But when it starts to break these lows, that's when it becomes in trouble. So this is where I called the big top, like in a similar pattern style. This is where I called the big, this is where I became a bear. It's the style. So I need the daily chart for that. Unfortunately, the weekly chart's not going to cut it. So going into this, the daily chart. Yeah, this is the daily chart. So if I just go back to, all right, what's going on? Doesn't want to give me a date range. All right, come on, what's going on? I'll refresh the chart. I also wanted to get this video done so I can go to my trading account. I have been trading again now that I realized I may not be going anywhere forever. It's kind of depressing, to be honest with you. Somebody was making t-shirts with my head on it. It was just weird. I didn't ask him for it. What the hell is this? TradingView is changing shit. All right, let's see if it works now. Well, it hasn't fully loaded yet. I could have went, there it is. I could have went to it manually by now. Can't believe how long it's been since the all-time high. So here's the Bitcoin daily chart going into the all-time high. There it is. So look, when did I become a bear? I became a bear in January, around January 9th, 10th, like here. See where this, oh, wow, perfect. Around where this red star is. Now, of course, I didn't have these stars back then. So here's the bubble top. Here's that big drop that took place. But then we went here, and then we made a higher high. But then right here is where I started to realize that it's over. So somewhere in here, somewhere in this $15,000, $16,000 range, when this started to drop really quickly. So somewhere around the 9th, somewhere in this area, around 15,000. So that's where I became a bear. Okay, now Tyler Jenks became a bear over here on like December 20th because of hyperwave. But I was still, looking for a pullback and maybe, some more FOMO. But right here, I became a bear. And I was a bear all the way until this March. So that's obviously a bigger scale. On a smaller scale, it all starts on a smaller scale. But the concept of the pattern is the same. So on a smaller scale, what we have is, if this candle closes below these lows, giving us a new 4-hour low close, and then finds a way to close below, breaking the support line, we're going to have a bigger pullback, which means I don't know where this pullback is going to end. And I'm probably not just going to rush into it. But the good news, well, not good news, but the consolation prize is I should be able to buy into my GBTC trade at a lower price than I sold it at. Though right now it's at a higher price that I sold it at, but I expect this thing to be significantly lower. Now, look at how much the premium went up. Geez, 23%. The premium was pretty high last night. But let's see how it opens. This thing is on a delay, so I may or may not still be with you when GBTC is trading. Market opens in 5 minutes. So we're going to take a look at S&P once it opens. Same with gold. So let's go to the weekly chart. The monthly still looks good. The monthly is not a problem. Here's the weekly chart. We are comfortably above the trend line. We probably will not go below this trend line again. Probably. It's possible. But remember, this trend line is dropping hard. I'm going to extend it. We can backtest this trend line. We can backtest this trend line in November, in which case Bitcoin can fall to below $9,000. But at this point, I think it's more than likely we won't go below this trend line. So will I still win my bet that it's going to stay most of the year below 10,000? It's still possible. We could come back to this trend line and, you know, hug this trend line for a little while, for say 3 weeks or so, and hang out under 10,000. It's very possible, but 10,000 is this blue line. We're not that far above it. So we can certainly fall back to between the trend line and this blue line and kind of get stuck in this area. We can still even touch the 200-week moving average again, but it will be in that $8,500 range, you know, on the back end of this trend line. You know, Bitcoin could always pull back into this trend line in December or early next year. It's still possible. I think we've now fully avoided going down to 7,000. It's still possible we go to 9. When we go there, nobody knows. I do think we'll hold this trend line, but when we get back to it is uncertain. Now, if we make it the entire year without getting back to that trend line, it becomes a little less likely to fall all the way to 8,500. Or, you know what, I'm going to run this trend line right into the end of the year. How about that? Yeah, right into the first, last week of December. Right there, December 28th. And I'll raise it up a little bit to give me the, oh no, I think this is good. That's a good trend line. We're touching this point. We're touching these points. We're not really breaking anything. We're touching 3 points here. That's a good trend line. So right there is 8,250. That is unlikely. However, if we rise to say 14,000, we can then see a swift, you know, scare like this, but from 14,000 down to 8 and then back up, kind of just to scare people. I'm still pretty optimistic about Bitcoin, but I just really don't like this 4-hour look as we are. If we can hold this off, if we can make this shadow and we can go back up the rest of the day, I'll be comfortable again. But right now, below this red line, I'm bearish. And I shouldn't have deleted that green line. And above this area, I become bullish again. So at the moment, I'm in a no trade zone. So I need us to go back above 11.4 and I'm a buyer. Above 11.4, I'm a buyer again. But if we break this line, I think we can pull back significantly harder, all the way down to 10 even. So that's what I'm looking at right now. Oh, we can still see 14K this summer. We can fall down to 10 here in August and then shoot up to 14 immediately and then drop back down to 9. We can start making that Selgin pattern. So by the way, I showed you guys my store earlier. So if I go to products and services and on-demand video, so Tyler designed this system. It's similar to the broadening top. It's called Selgin. And I wish Tyler was around when that name came up, because he created it with someone else. And I think Jen stands for Tyler Jenks, and SCL stands for the other person that put it together. Forgot his name. Dick Self. So I really think that name Selgin is the combination of SEL and JEN. So it's the first 3 letters of each of their last names. So this is the Selgin trading system. So I can definitely see Bitcoin do that. So go down to 10, go up to 14, go down to 9, and then shoot up. So I think we're in this kind of thing already. Maybe. I mean, we're hypothesizing way down the road. Yeah, if you guys are interested in on-demand videos, they'll slowly become, cheaper and more available over time. I guess deflation works, especially when you price it in Bitcoin. So I only have 2 now for sale. Technical analysis, 6 hours. Risk management, 6 hours. If you buy them together, you get a nice discount. I really recommend together. I'm uncomfortable with people learning technical analysis, no risk management, and then wondering why their accounts got wrecked. Okay, let's go back to the charts. I saw people asking about gold. Let's take a look at gold. This is the weekly chart of gold. Let's go to the daily. Now, the weekly has that yellow arrow on it. Can't really see it that well. It's got that yellow arrow. Maybe I'll make it a different color. And that's a warning sign that gold might be toppy. But that's the weekly gold. That's the monthly gold. Oh, wow. So that's a monthly. So we got a whole month to go. This is the weekly. Wait, that looks exactly the same. Wow, look at that. Holy shit, look at that. I couldn't even tell which one is which. This is the monthly gold, which has a top coming in next month. Here is the weekly gold, which has a top coming in next week. So this is another warning sign. Wow, gold is really looking toppy here. I would not be rushing into gold. And on a daily scale, I believe it hit a top a couple of days ago. It did. And it's still, and it has a and a C top today. That's the extension ends. And one more could be coming very soon. So yeah, gold looks like it's getting ready to top. I know we have a bullish trend change. And since the monthly is topping next month and the weekly is topping next week, this could still make it, with a close above 2000. We haven't had a close above 2000 yet. But signs are pointing to gold topping. And if it does, it can easily pull back to 1800. So I am looking at that. Silver, I'm honestly a little surprised how high silver went up. I think I'm going to go see my gold and silver dealer tomorrow, and we're going to figure out what's best to do with my silver. If he can give me a good price, because I used to buy it from him. I think I used to pay $2 an ounce over spot. And if he can give me a good price on my silver, I'll either convert it to gold, but I think gold's topping as well. Or I'll just convert it into cash and buy more Bitcoin. Let's look at that gold-silver ratio. Hey, any good questions? I don't have anyone doing questions for me today, and I haven't been looking at your live chat, guys. You know what? I want to throw, wow, these are old. I don't really need moving averages on this. I don't know if I need the RSI or the MACD on this either. Though they're interesting. What is this? Yeah, I know my broker is not connected, so why are you wasting my valuable space with those buy sell buttons? Better. My scripts and MRI. This is the weekly ratio. Yeah, I kind of like it here. I mean, silver for gold would have been nice to, you know, get in a little bit lower. But look, I think I've already explained how silver is done as money. I think I have a 2-minute video on that I got to publish on YouTube. So might be a good time to get out of the silver. And I'm going to find out tomorrow. Try to go see him. One second. I want to drop all those zeros and things. I think it's status line and indicator values gone. Indicator arguments gone. Beautiful. I like my charts kind of clean. And actually, since we're on here, how do I get rid of? Oh, I think it's an appearance. Right. So take this out. Much cleaner. Oh, but I don't want those trend lines either. Whoa. Whoa. We'll keep those. And I can drop the risk line as well. There you go. Much cleaner. All right. So here we are. Yeah, it looks good. I think this could turn around soon, so it's good to convert your. I'm gonna do it. You guys can do whatever you like, but I just don't believe in silver anymore. Check my Twitter later today, and I'll explain why I don't believe in silver anymore. Okay, S&P 500 time. Let's see what's going on. Oh, that's oil. Not much is going on as usual. All right, here's the daily S&P futures. And nothing is happening really. We're just consolidating. Here's the cash market just consolidating. Man, the S&P TA looks so bullish. Like if you didn't know there was COVID, I'd be so bullish on the S&P right now. I still am. I'm fully invested in my retirement accounts in a strategy called covered calls. I've been doing really well with them. And I do need to look at my covered call portfolio in a minute. And if something crazy is going on, I may have to cut the stream short. So I'll, because I don't want to show my portfolio. What was the last stock we looked at? Tilray. Let's go to the stocks. Are you going to click or what? Oh, went to Twitter. What happened to Tilray? Jesus, what's going on? A brief overview how covered calls work. Not the right show, and there's no such thing as a brief overview, because if you're going to learn it, you got to learn it right. It's one of the first things I teach in my options class, but that options class is expensive. So the CMF on Tilray is not good. That looks terrible. The Arun looks great. Crossed over under 20. That's a good sign. You can see what happened the last time it crossed over to the bearish side under 20. The MACD looks okay, and that's my personal volume. Earnings is coming up, so you better know what you're doing if you're going to hold it through earnings. Would I get into T-bills? No, I don't like the fixed income sector. I really don't. It's not very exciting. Not that covered calls are exciting. They're very boring as well, but they're not as boring as the fixed income sector. Oh, how's Canaan doing? Look at that. Canaan is up nicely. Look, things are just moving too slow on my laptop right now. Still keeping an eye on when I can buy my new one. Hopefully things would move faster. I can look at DXY, but look, I remain a dollar bull for the next decade. I know the US is printing a lot of money, but I don't believe in the euro. Oh, wow, look at that. The dollar finally bottomed. I think it's going to go up. See, same thing. See this support line here? You see how we drop? We hit the support line. We bounce off the support line, and then we break the support line, and then it just craters. This is my concern for Bitcoin on a 4-hour chart, which that is not it. So same thing right here. You know, you drop, you bounce off the support line, same dotted green line when it shows up. And now if we break that green support line, it's going to go down. Doesn't have to go down, but I expect it to go down. So same concept as with the dollar. Same, I mean, like same chart pattern. You know, you went up really quickly. Top right there with the MRI. Top again with the MRI. Bottom was off by a couple of candles. That red star should not be there. Actually, no, I'm sorry. That red star should be there. Just wasn't a good trade to the downside. This red star shouldn't be there. It's not necessary. Neither is this one, but that one should have been. I'll fix it up eventually. And right here, you fall from a unreasonable, you know, exponential rise. You bounce off the support line. You come back to the support line. You break the support line, and down we go. So if the only trade you took since March was the trade breaking below the support line, you still did well. And right here on this double arrow, AC right here, two things. This is where you can, like, you know, take your profit. So you don't have to trade every minute of every day. No, there's a million assets out there you can choose from. You just got to find the right asset at the right time on the right time frame with the right trade. So I'm assuming the dollar is rallying against the euro. I'm always bearish on the euro and I'm always bullish on the dollar. That's been my position for a decade. Over a decade, shoot. I remember talking about this back when I was on Wall Street, at least 15 years. So I have to go to like a monthly chart. At least 15 years, I've been bullish the dollar and bearish the euro. So if we go back 15 years, going back 15 years takes us to 2005. Maybe not 15. Wait a minute. I wasn't even working on Wall Street in 2005. I started working on Wall Street in 07. Yeah, so there it is. So it was more like 07, 08. So here around 1.5. Because prior to working on Wall Street, I didn't really have an opinion. I was never a currency trader, so I didn't care about the euro at all. So probably somewhere on the back, either on the front end of this move to 150 or on the back end of this move to 150. I've been bear on the euro and a dollar bull. So all throughout this mess. This is the long-term look. So since the 08 top, wow, that's a crazy trend line right there. It's the monthly chart though, so keep that in mind. Look at that. I'm sure other traders have drawn this. I'm seeing it for the first time. I've never looked at a monthly chart. Wow, look at that. That's a nice trend line. It's a really nice trend line. So that doesn't look good. Now we can break this trend line right now, like in the next this year. And maybe the dollar is going to crash and the euro is going to go up. But just like at every other point in my last, I don't know, 12 to 13 years, I've been a bear on the euro and a bull on the dollar. This is it. Now, when you broke this line here, like I really thought this triangle could last longer. But look at this. Look at this break below, happened a little prematurely, but it's a legit triangle. Look, I have almost a touch, definitely a touch, definitely a touch. And look, there's 1, 2, 3 points here, and that was a fourth point. So we broke down a little bit early, a little bit. And then we came back and back tested it. And now we're going down again. So now I take this line and we do it again. Like once the euro goes below this, well, support line, that green dotted line, the euro is really in trouble. Really in trouble. So that could be the end of the euro. Breaking below this and escalating it down. Because I don't think we've met the target yet. That's about 30%. It's not that bad. That takes us what? Down to 87. That's not that bad. No. That's not the end of the world. If this goes down to like maybe 60 or 50, then euro's done. Like the common currency is done. The countries are going to break apart. Like from the eurozone. So yeah, so this is what I'm looking at here. I know the euro rallied with COVID. But once we get back here, like I remember when this was happening, I already I was quitting Wall Street around this time, and I'm going into crypto. And I started in very early, like January 07. So I started Wall Street like here. So I started, say, in 06, late 06, like December, January. December 06, January 07. And I left in 2015. So 9 years. Let's go back to the market. Coming up on 10 a.m. How's that 10-minute chart looking? Yeah, this looks like a potential 10-minute reversal here. 10 a.m. reversal on a 10-minute scale. This candle will end at 10 a.m. And if this candle ends as a shooting star, back when I was a day trader, I would be shorting as we break the low of this candle. Assuming, let's say this candle ends this way, still have 8 minutes to go. So this candle could end down here, it could end up there. Nobody knows. But if this candle ended exactly like it is right now, I would be shorting next candle as it breaks below this one. And I'd be setting my stop loss right above that candle. That strategy used to work way more often than not. But I don't know if I want to be here doing this video for the next 30 minutes. So I gotta get to my portfolio. Square. Whoa. Monthly chart. Look at that move. Straight up. That needs a pullback. I mean, it doesn't have to, but we just went from $30 up to $130. That's like 5x in a few months. Earnings this week. Oh, you know what that means? That's a double weekly top. Look at what happened here. This one, we had a backdoor bullish trend. I would be getting out. I would be getting out this week. That's a weekly top right there this week. When is earnings? Probably today, tomorrow. I wouldn't short it. So we still got a few days to go before a top, but earnings is coming. That's tomorrow, assuming this is accurate. Assuming the date's accurate on TradingView. So yeah, we have a little bit of a top today. It'd be nice to make it a few more days. Got 4 more days of upside according to MRI, but I don't think we'll make it. I think the weekly is going to turn us this week. So yeah, I would be staying away. This is a bit of a double top, but the weekly is telling you what to do. I would be getting out. I wouldn't be taking a chance through earnings either. I wouldn't short it because I have no idea. I wouldn't go long. If someone is familiar with what a straddle is, it really depends on the implied volatility, but I think this thing is going to move this week. I just don't know where. It can go to 200. It can go down to 90. But I think this earnings is going to move the stock. Someone saying it would be devastating for Bitcoin to close inside the big triangle. Not really. God, why are they bringing this stupidity back? Not really. It can come back and backtest the breakout area. That's 9.4. That's fine. As long as it stays above that, that's fine. All right, guys. I'm ready to call it for the day. Check out the on-demand videos if you want to learn technical analysis and risk management. Get them together as well. Check out the store. We got a bunch of t-shirts, though that's not the t-shirt that I'm wearing at the moment. And like I started the video, shout out to Satoshi Corner for sending me this t-shirt. Right there. I like it. It's got the Genesis block date on it. All right. Cool, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And I haven't really talked to my guys about the news show. Need to get that going. Law show is going to come back. And we got something special for you guys tomorrow night. Tomorrow around 10 p.m. Eastern time. I'll promote it probably later tonight or tomorrow. We'll see. All right, so we got something cool. It's going to be a show with a bunch of traders. All right, so we're working on that. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and see you all on the next one.